During one brief pause, we sit on a low barrier near the apron and watch a line of taxiing aircraft forming like a quiet parade. Someone remarks that the nose lights look like glowing eyes of giant metal animals waiting patient. Why for their turn to run, the description is oddly accurate, and we catch ourselves staring a little more thoughtfully at the scene. The hours between midnight and dawn are always the strangest. Time seems to pass both quickly and slowly. We continue handling aircraft, some cargo flights, some passenger jets. Every arrival and every departure keeps us moving in a continuous cycle. The ramp lights shine like artificial daylight, and the airport never stops breathing. Coffee becomes our loyal ally, and jokes become our fuel. Even the pilots laugh over the intercom. When the pushback is complete and the aircraft lines up for taxi, its blue livery glows under the floodlights, stunning even after all these years of working here. We give the pilots a final wave, and the aircraft rolls away smoothly, leaving behind a soft echo of engine hum and a faint smell of jet fuel that somehow feels almost familiar and comforting. Once the Manchester City aircraft is ready for departure, we begin the pushback sequence. The tug attaches perfectly, and the headset operator coordinates with the captain, speaking clearly and calmly as we push the aircraft back. The nose slowly lifts slightly as the weight shifts, and someone jokes that the aircraft is stretching before the match. We pause for a moment just to watch it accelerate down the runway, lifting effortlessly into the night. There is something magical about seeing an aircraft take off when the world is quiet. It feels like witnessing determination in motion, a reminder of how far humans have come in aviation. As the operation continues, the clock moves past midnight, the air cools a bit more, and the sky turns darker, peppered with small stars barely visible beyond the runway lights. In the distance, another aircraft lines up for departure, its engines gradually rising in pitch. The sound fills the entire apron, powerful yet beautiful. The laughter echoes lightly across the ramp, blending with the mechanical sounds around us. It's these small jokes that keep the long hours from feeling heavy. Humor becomes part of the workflow, a quiet companion that reminds us that even though we work through the night does not work through us. Even in the middle of work, there is room for lighthearted moments. While checking the cargo bay, one of our team members spots a shipment of football merchandise and jokingly asks if the aircraft brought souvenirs for us. Another teammate replies that if we want a jersey, we might have to challenge the aircraft to a penalty shootout. Our team splits into positions. Some manage the offloading, some assist the crew, some handle safety checks around the wheels and engines. Every job is different, yet connected. There's a comfort in that sense of shared responsibility, like pieces of a puzzle sliding into the right place. The moment the chocks are in place, the operation begins in full rhythm. The bridge extends with slow elegance, aligning perfectly with the aircraft door. The cargo hatches unlock with a satisfying metallic click. The ground power unit hums to life. The livery looks even more impressive up close, bold blues, clean lines, and the unmistakable club crest shining proudly on the engine cowling. Someone jokes that if the aircraft ever joined a match, it would be the biggest player on the field. Even the pilots smile at that one. The aircraft touches down smoothly and rolls toward our stand. The engine fans glimmer like polished metal in the night glow as it approaches the stop line. We guide it in with calm hand signals, each gesture practiced to perfection. The nose gear settles precisely where we expect it, and the crew inside gives us a quick wave of acknowledgement. When the jet finally appears on the horizon, descending through the faint haze of runway lights, several of us exchange a quiet nod, another moment to enjoy. As we finish the cargo operation, radios crackle with the update we've been waiting for. The Manchester City FC aircraft is 10 minutes out. Instantly, the atmosphere shifts, not tense, just energetic. We gather the bridge crew, the tug operator, and the wing walker team, all ready to receive the aircraft like old friends. There is something oddly charming about handling an aircraft with a football club's colors. Even those who don't follow football seem to appreciate the uniqueness. Meanwhile, a few meters away, the fueling team handles another jet preparing for departure, carefully monitoring gauges and hoses with the quiet seriousness that nighttime operations demand. The airport might look sleepy from a distance, but up close, every detail matters, and no one ever loses focus. As we position the ground equipment and guide the aircraft in, the radio chatter blends with the sound of engines winding down. The glow from the landing lights paints our shadows in sharp angles, making us look taller and more dramatic than we actually are. Someone jokes that the night shift instantly gives everyone superhero proportions, which becomes our running laugh for the evening. As we position the ground equipment and guide the aircraft in, the radio chatter blends with the sound of engines winding down. The glow from the landing lights paints our shadows in sharp angles, making us look taller and more dramatic than we actually are. Someone jokes that the night shift instantly gives everyone superhero proportions, which becomes our running laugh for the evening. Tonight is special because one of the aircraft scheduled to arrive is the Manchester City FC-themed jet. It always draws attention, not just for its striking paintwork, but also for the sense of pride it carries before it touches down. We handle two earlier flights arriving almost back to back. The first is a cargo freighter, heavy with shipments that seem to multiply every week. There is a certain calmness in the air before the workload begins, the kind that gives you a moment to appreciate the runway stretching endlessly under the night sky. Even though we know the hours ahead will be long, there is a shared excitement that keeps us going. This is the job we chose because we truly love it. The night shift at the airport always feels like stepping into a different universe, quieter, cooler, and wrapped in a kind of soft darkness that makes every aircraft light look brighter and every engine hum feel deeper. Our team begins the evening with the same routine we have practiced countless times, yet each time feels new. The apron is still glistening from the final wash as we gather near the operations zone, checking radios, recharging flashlights, and adjusting reflective vests. We leave knowing that we helped each aircraft take flight safely, including the unforgettable Manchester City FC jet that brightened our night. And as we head home, tired but content, we can't help but look back at the runway that never truly sleeps, already waiting to welcome the next aircraft, the next night, and the next story we will be part of. By the time our shift ends, other teams are already arriving. We hand over the radios, finish the last checks, and clean up the workspace. The air is warm now, filled with the scent of jet exhaust and early morning breeze. As we walk away from the apron, someone says, "Another night, another story," and it's true. Every shift feels like a chapter, different aircraft, different moments, different highlights, but always the same shared passion. We joke that the aircraft is going to score a sunrise goal, continuing our theme from earlier. The laughter is gentle but genuine. Even tired, we enjoy the camaraderie. This job demands responsibility, attention, and discipline, yet it also makes room for humor, friendship, and appreciation. That balance is what keeps us coming back night after night. As the sun rises fully, we finally get a chance to breathe. We stand together for a moment, watching an aircraft lift off into the brightening sky. The engines roar, the wings catch sunlight, and the jet climbs steadily, leaving a faint trail behind. After a long night, seeing that takeoff feels like a reward, proof that all our effort, coordination, and late-night focus played a part in that moment. There is a certain beauty in knowing we were here before the day began, preparing everything for the next shift, ensuring that every aircraft is safe, clean, fueled, and ready. It is the kind of satisfaction that only those who work in aviation truly understand. We continue our work through the transition from night into morning. Passenger stair trucks move in place, fuel trucks roll across the ramp like slow-moving beasts. Cargo containers continue shifting from aircraft to ground and back again. The entire airport starts to wake up. The morning flights begin arriving, one after another, their silhouettes glowing as they descend through the early light. The combination of sunrise and roaring engines feels like nature and technology shaking hands. The ambient dawn approaches. The first hints of sunlight begin to creep across the horizon. The sky shifts from deep navy to soft gray, then to a gentle blue that grows brighter with each passing minute. This is the moment most of us secretly love. After a long night of noise, motion, and non-stop tasks, watching the new day rise brings a refreshing sense of renewal.